Hello everyone, welcome to WowIS. This is the part 9th of the June 2023 current affairs, and in this we are going to cover the remaining part of the international relations. So let's start with today's topic. The first topic today is UNESCO. Now, this is a news because United Nations has formally rejoined the UNESCO and has proposed to pay its dues that are more than $6 million. UNESCO is a specialized agency of UN and it was established in 1945 and contributes towards peace and security by promoting international cooperation in the education, science, culture, communication, and information. The objective is attaining at quality education for all and lifelong learning, addressing emerging social and ethical challenges. There are 194 countries members and 11 associate members. It is headed by Director General and implements these decisions of the General Conference and the executive body. So it has three parts mainly. One is Secretariat, another one is General Conference, and third one is Executive Board. The awards that are given by UNESCO are UNESCO Asia Pacific Award for Cultural Heritage Conservation Program, then UNESCO's Felix Hoffert Bogany Peace Prize Award to the living individuals and active institutions. Other key information about UNESCO. It is a member of the UN SDG. There are three UNESCO members which are not UN members. These are Cook Islands, New and Palestine. New is the latest country that you should know. Then third is three UN member states, Israel, Liechtenstein and United States are not UNESCO members. Now, admission to UNESCO. A membership of the UN carries with it the right to membership of the UNESCO. States that are not members of the UN may be admitted to UNESCO upon recommendation of the Executive Board by a two-third majority vote of the General Conference. This is a mechanism which was used for admission of Palestine recently. Now, territories that are not responsible for the conduct of their international relations are to be admitted as associate members. Their admission and their rights and obligations are determined by the General Conference. Next is issues faced by the UNESCO. There is mismatch in the member priorities. Each UNESCO member state have their own foreign policy priorities, political agenda and perception and wants that UNESCO should follow according to them only. Next is financial woes. With the withdrawal of US, the account loss of around 20% funding to the body has more or less affected the functioning of UNESCO. Then there has been a direct bearing on the education also. The allocation to education was reduced from 18 to 15%. Next is citing. Citing the reduced focus of UNESCO, other organizations like Global Partnership for Education have actually replaced the role of UNESCO or have occupied that vacuum space. Now, inability to protect and preserve World Heritage Site, this has also been one of the criticisms of UNESCO. For example, the destruction of Bamiyan Buddhas of the Afghanistan, no action was taken by UNESCO. UNESCO was ineffective in that. Next is selection process of the World Heritage Site. The local government should propose the names for it to be included in the list, and heritage committees and body does not have its own procedure for inclusion in the site. Next is rising Chinese influence. With the absence of USA, China is indirectly pushing UNESCO to support vocational and job training programs in countries partnering with it on its Belt and Road Initiative. Now, there have been some achievements of UNESCO also. It has protected or preserved around 1,157 World Heritage Sites in 167 countries. And the area under UNESCO's designated sites is around 10 million square kilometers. Now, Intangible Heritage Convention has 177 state parties and has supported innumerable cultural heritages of mankind from extinction. UNESCO's Education for All initiative contributed to the significant progress in the global education and global literacy rates for adults and global literacy has increased from 76.7% to 86.81% between 1999 and 2020. The media development indicators developed by UNESCO provide framework to assess media landscapes and support policies that promote pluralistic and independent media. A separate list of World Heritage in Danger is maintained by the World Heritage Committee and has 55 cities as of 2023. Now, news in short. First is India-Egypt. Indian Prime Minister recently visited Egypt and India has signed a strategic partnership agreement with Egypt in January 2023. Indian PM was conferred with the Order of the Nile Award, which is the highest state honor. Also, PM visited the Heliopolis Commonwealth War Grave Cemetery, and Al Hakim Mosque in Egypt. Now, what is the Order of Nile? It was established in 1915 by Sultan of Egypt as for recognition to the person who have rendered useful services to the country. It is considered as the highest state honor. Second is Heliopolis Commonwealth War Grave Cemetery. This cemetery in Cairo comprises of Heliopolis Memorial and Heliopolis Eden Memorial. It commemorates the sacrifices of nearly 4,300 Indian soldiers who fought for Egypt and Palestine and Aden in World War I. Al Hakim Mosque. It is the fourth oldest mosque in Egypt, established in 1013 AD, and second largest mosque after Mosque of Ibn Tulum. The people of Bohra community who settled in India from Egypt renovated the mosque in 1970 and have been maintaining it since then. The Dawoodi Bohra Muslims are sects of followers of the Islam who adhere to the Fatimihi Ismaili Tayyibi school of thought which originated from Egypt. They settled in India in 11th century and seat of the sect was moved to Sidhpur, Gujarat in 1539 from Yemen. 75 years of the United Nations peacekeeping. Recently, 75th anniversary of the UN of the beginning of the UN peacekeeping was celebrated. The theme was Peace Begins with Me. A ceremony was held to posthumously award the Dag Hammarskjöld Medal to peacekeepers who died in 2022. Now, Department of Peace Operations. It was formally created in 1992. It is dedicated to assisting the member states and Secretary General in their efforts to maintain international peace and security. Its functions are provide political and executive direction to United Nations peacekeeping operations around the world and maintain contact with the Security Council, troops and financial contributions, etc. Other key information. It has three main offices, namely Rule of Law and Security Institutions, Office of Military Affairs and Office of Military Affairs. Next is the India-UN SDG Cooperation Framework. It has been signed between Niti Aayog and UN for the time period 2023 to 2027. It is built on four strategic pillars, namely People, Prosperity, Planet and Participation, that is 4P. And it has six outcome areas that it is focusing upon. First is health and well-being, nutrition and food security, quality education, economic growth and decent work, environment, climate, wash and resilience, and empowering people, communities, and institutions. Now, it represents UN Development Systems collective offer to India for achievement of SDGs. It has been designated as the principal planning and implementation instrument for the UN Development System at the country level. Next is International Criminal Court or ICC. It is headquartered in Hague, Netherlands, and its objective is to investigate and prosecute individuals, not countries, individuals accused of serious international crimes such as genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, aggression. Now, it was established by Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court in 1998. It has adjudication only over crimes committed after July 1, 2002, when the Rome Statute entered into force. The court does not have its own police force. It relies on state cooperation and is essential to the arrest and surrender of the suspects. There are 123 countries party to the Rome Statute. Countries that never signed the treaty: India, China, Iraq, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. Countries that signed but not ratified the treaty: Egypt, Iran, Israel, Russia, and United States. Now, what are the source of the cases before the court? First of all, member country can refer any situation within its territory. Then the United Security Council can also refer. But in that, all UN members states must cooperate regardless of the party status. So there should be a consensus among the all United States member states if the United Security Council has to recommend for the court. Next is Universal Postal Union or UPU. Cabinet approved the establishment of the regional office of UPU. Now, UPU is one of the oldest international organizations. It is the second oldest one and was established in 1874. Headquarters are in Bern, Switzerland, and it has 192 members. The objective is for the postal sector entities to promote cooperation between the postal sector entities. Also, it sets rules for the international mail exchanges and makes recommendation to stimulate growth in the mail, parcel, and financial services volumes. Next is Asia Pacific Plant Protection Commission, APPPC. It unanimously elected India as the chair of the Standing Committee on International Pest Management for the biennium 2023-24. It was convened for the first time in 1956. It administers a regional plant protection agreement for Asia and Pacific approved in 1956 by the Food and Agriculture Organization Council. It has total of 25 members and meets at least once every 2 years. The objectives are promoting development of the regional plant protection system, assistance to develop effective plant protection regimes, setting standards for phytosanitary measures. Next is Combined Maritime Forces. Now UAE has withdrew from the participation in CMF. It is headquartered in Bahrain and India is also a member of it. It focuses on counter narcotics, counter smuggling, suppressing piracy, training. Also, it responds to the environmental and humanitarian incidents. Combined task forces of CMF include maritime security operation outside Arabian Gulf, maritime security operations inside Arabian Gulf, then Red Sea maritime security, etc. And CMF is commanded by the US Navy Vice Admiral. Next or last news is Northern Sea Route. This is between it connects eastern and western parts of the Arctic Ocean. It is also known as Northeast Passage. Now it runs between Barents Sea near Russia's border with Norway to the Bering Strait between Siberia and Alaska. The entire route lies in the Arctic waters within Russia's exclusive economic zone. And usually the route opens only for 2 months annually. You can see this route on the map. This is your Bering Strait. This is your Norway and Russia from where this route ends. So this is your North Sea route. So with this we end today's video and we shall meet tomorrow. So thank you very much and have a nice day.